Today we'll be making pancit, and I have all the ingredients ready right here. I got chicken and shrimp. This is going to be our protein for the day. A little bit of carbohydrate noodles right here. We got our vegetables. We got cabbage, we got green onions, and we got carrot ready to be chopped. And we're going to season it with some black pepper and soy sauce. Alright, I have my vegetables here. They're washed. I have my carrots been washed and peeled. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it into small pieces like this and like this to get ready for the chopping. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of the round part off, cut it in half again to make it easier to chop fine strips. All my carrots are ready, the cabbage is ready, and the green onion is ready. I get them set up and I begin chopping. Alright, very good. And when you're done, your vegetables should be finely and precisely cut like this.
Alright, so you're going to boil water, and then you're going to put the noodles in the water until it's soft. You're going to boil it. Oh. It's cold in. Alright, so the noodles are soft now, so we're going to go drain it in the sink.
I'll be cutting the chicken, get it ready for our meal. I'm going to cut it into long, thin strips like this. I'm leaving the fat on for a little bit of extra flavor. Alright, the next step, to add a little bit of extra flavor to our pancit, we're going to put the chicken in a bowl, and we're going to marinate it with a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of black pepper. For today's recipe, we're going to be using shrimp, and we want the head and tail removed because it's a noodle dish. So we take off the head like that, throw it in the trash, take off the tail, and remove the rest of the shrimp's casing. Doesn't always want to come off so easily, but and when it's done, we have a nice clean shrimp for our noodles. Alright, I got the wok preheated. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. Heat the oil. Sometimes this can take a little time. If you want to know if the oil is hot enough, get a little bit of water on your hand. You can tell if the oil is hot enough when it does that. So from here, I'm going to add the chicken that's been marinating for a good amount of time. Another thing we want to do is turn on the fan here. And I'm going to set this aside for later use. I want the chicken to be fairly cooked before I start adding the other ingredients. So the last thing you want is raw chicken in your noodles. As I cook the chicken, I'm going to add a little pepper. Even though it's got plenty of flavor from the marinade, I'm just going to put a little bit more in.
So next you add the shrimp.
Mix the shrimp in with the chicken. Make sure it cooks well too. Same thing as the chicken, you don't want raw shrimp in your noodles. As the shrimp begin to turn pink like this, you know it's time to put the noodles in. Add the noodles, begin to stir them in. the noodles soak up as much of the sauce as they can. My marinade that I had on reserve, I'm going to put the rest of that in. And maybe a little bit of extra soy sauce to add more flavor. Sprinkle it on there. And I'm going to begin stirring that into the noodles. Once the noodles are almost done, we're going to add in the vegetables. I'm going to leave a little bit of raw vegetables on the side in case someone wants to add that to their meal when it's served. And stir in the vegetables. Here we have